don't have to do that. And we're live. Hey guys, how's it going? We are.
It's going so good. Anthony, what episode is this?
This is episode 249, aka
God damn it,
Broken Dolls have returned.
dude! The broken doll.
Mm-hmm.
I am the injured doll, if you will. I made a post on Instagram confessing that I have a slight and very minor injury, and it's an injury that has followed me throughout all of my jiu-jitsu life. And it's the most annoying, in my opinion, of all injuries. And that would be fucked up ribs. Now, whether it's like separated cartilage or like there's so many things it could be, but in general, like you can't really do much for it. In terms of like you break your leg, they gotta set that shit. They might do crazy surgeries, but there's like, you have to go. You can't just have a broken leg, right?
Yeah.
When it's your ribs, the first time this happened to me, I was a blue belt. And I had a large man on top of my shoulders, and I was kind of turtled underneath him as if I had shot in on his legs, and I tried to flip him, right? I was like, fuck this guy, and I tried to hit what a grappler would call a barrel roll, right? But a normal person would just be like, I tried to flip a big ass dude, and when I did, I heard this click, 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 and I felt like I couldn't breathe, and I didn't want to be touched, and I couldn't move.
Yeah.
That's all I knew, right? So I finished that round because I was like 23.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe 24. So I finished that round, and then after I crawl over to my homie, and I'm like, dude, your boy's fucked up. Like I don't know what's wrong, but like I might need to see a doctor. He's like, don't worry about it, I got you. Takes me to the doctor. They give me a shot of Turadol, which is essentially like a mild painkiller, and they're like, so you need to rest for 6 weeks, and you'll be fine. Like training camp period, and eventually, I just like said fuck it and got on the plane, and I took third. And I was mostly recovered. I didn't experience a great deal of pain during that. But this happened on Friday this time. And I feel like I caught it pretty early into the popping, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like I felt pop, pop, pop. It was 3 this time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, tap, 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 tap. And I got my homie to stop moving, and he got his weight off me. And I just kind of crawled off the mat. And I didn't want rounds to stop, right? Because we've got mats in our garage. We had a couple homies over. And I didn't want rounds to stop.
Right.
Just because I'm fucking weak in the rib cage, right? So I just became the clock guy until we were done doing rounds. And after that, I just kind of laid down and tried to just breathe through it. I reached out to a doctor that I'm familiar with. I don't want to name names because I don't know what's allowed and what's not. I reached out to a doctor I'm familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
And got some advice, and have started following it. I haven't followed all of it. Like, I've got to do some like T-spine shit. I got to do some rollout stuff that I'm not looking forward to. I've started doing the breathing exercises.
Yeah.
To expand my rib cage, and I feel it clicking like every time I take a deep breath. But it's not extraordinarily painful unless I'm moving around. Like if I were to try to sit up right now, right there it starts to hurt.
Mm.
So movement is extraordinarily difficult, but it's fucking fine. Like I'm straight. Like I'm in a good mood. Like, but when we were gonna podcast on Friday.
Yeah.
And I knew that if I tried to actually speak, my chest was too tight. Like I wouldn't be able to talk. That sucked.
Oh,
if I laughed or if I had sneezed, like that hurt, but it wasn't excruciating.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no.
Like I can speak. Like I can have a conversation. There can be things that I don't expect to have happen, and the worst that'll happen is on a scale from 1 to 10, I'll go up to a pain threshold of about 3, maybe 4 if it's really really bad. But like on Friday, we were fucking around in that like 7 range. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was just too much to have a conversation. It would have been depressing to watch me talk.
Yeah. Yes. It's very sad and annoying.
It's like, yeah, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, it's
Like,
sad.
but the reason why it's annoying, and this is why it's my least favorite injury, is because as soon as you think you're good, you want to do your shit. You want to
Yeah.
do whatever it is. So, like, I'm a grappler and I like to lift weights. Like, say you're a basketball player or a person that just wants to fuck their wife
Yeah.
the way that you're used to fucking your wife. Like, imagine that, right?
Yeah.
Then you might not be able to fuck your wife properly for weeks. Or it might be fine in like 3 days. Like, that's what I don't like about the injury.
Mm.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That unpredictable timeline is the thing that sucks about it. Like, once the initial pain isn't so bad, it's just an inconvenient level of pain. So it's not that bad. It's just like, fuck.
That
I don't
sucks.
know when I'm going to be good.
Right.
I have no fucking clue. And that limbo state is no fun to live in.
Yeah. It sucks.
But, yeah. Such is life. You know, I just wanted to update people on, because I don't think I was being cryptic. I was just trying to make some jokes. I made a joke that got me a lot of DMs. That was pretty funny. Fuck.
Whoa.
And I said, I was like, this is just a minor injury, you know. I'll be back to fucking your girlfriend in no time.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry. Don't worry. Oh, but yeah, everything is good here. How is your Easter in Ohio?
I mean, it's non-existent. I just gonna.
Anthony, are you not a Christian?
There's nothing to celebrate because we are right now. We're going through it. We are. There's no eggs. Not eating chocolate. Did have some great cookies.
There's no
though.
chocolate?
I did have some great cookies though, but no chocolate.
Who gave you cookies?
Oh, I went to Brunswick to get Ohio pizza on Saturday. Got a breakfast pizza, and then had.
Was it amazing?
Oh, it's the best thing ever. It's like Papa Do peppers, eggs, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of potatoes. It was good, and then the everything seasoning.
Interesting. And what's the base of the pizza? Is it a tomato base or is it like a white base?
No, it's still tomato.
It is.
Yeah. It was good.
All right, that's interesting. And you say it's the best thing ever.
It's pretty good. Like they have really good pizza there, but their cookies are even better. They make like cereal cookies, so you can get like cinnamon toast crunch or fruity pebbles, and I was like, ooh, delicious. And they were.
See, I'm a classic kind of guy when it comes to my cookie choices.
Yeah,
Like, I'm gonna fuck with a sugar cookie,
your cookies are good.
a plain sugar cookie, or a shortbread cookie
Mm-hmm.
all fucking day. Like, I would bash a baby against a rock
Mm,
for the right shortbread cookie.
that's rough.
That's a shoot. I would do that.
That's rough.
I mean, I'm talking about the right one though.
The right baby, the right cookie.
Both.
Gotcha. There you go.
Yeah, both. Both have to be chosen wisely. So here's another thing that's happened in my life, and then we'll get to like brief fight talk and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I rewatched The Never Ending Story, Anthony.
Yeah.
I watched it with my roommates, and usually I don't even like actively participate in the choosing of our entertainment. Like, I let like when we have like group like watching time.
Yeah.
Like, very rarely will I like hold the remote. It happens, but rarely. And this time I don't think I held the remote, but as soon as I saw The Never Ending Story pop up in the feed, I was like, dude,
That's
like,
a good movie.
I need to watch that. And I need to watch it with you guys because I've seen that movie a million times. And my thought process was like, maybe they haven't seen it recently enough or haven't seen it as adults. And like, we can have this like talk about it.
Yeah.
But I was certain that I knew my opinion of that movie before she hit play. Like, before Jess hit play,
Yeah.
I was like, I know what I think about this. Which is one of the dumbest fucking things that anyone can ever think or say. I didn't say that out loud, so at least I wasn't that dumb.
Yeah.
But I thought, like, oh yeah, I know my opinion on this. It'll be fun to hear theirs. Like, that's like, I can't wait to hear them talk about the movie. The first actual scene of that movie is when Bastian is eating breakfast with his dad, and his dad is making like an egg and orange juice smoothie, and they're discussing how like just because your mom's dead doesn't mean you can't like do the things you need to do. And I thought when I first watched that scene that scene was designed to demonstrate how distant and brutal his father was. And I no longer see it that way.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Like, not at all. I still think he's a dick, right? I still think he just happens to be a dick.
Yeah.
But I think he's just like a conservative archetype. And he's just talking about the importance of responsibility in the face of tragedy. That, yes, like, I acknowledge, son, that things are fucked up. I got ya. But, like, you're, like, late to school a lot. And, like, you're not doing the shit that's expected of you. And I expect you to do those things, too. And that saying that doesn't necessarily make you a dick.
Right.
Like, it means that you're trying to impart a value system that you think has gotten you through and gotten you to where you are. And you think of that place that you are as good. And so you're just trying to make sure that this kid has a map to that spot. Right?
Yeah.
Now, that map doesn't have a whole lot of adventure in it. and it's apparently extraordinarily measured and very, very efficient. And I think efficiency was kind of like the symbol of him making his like breakfast shake of just a raw egg and juice. Like,
Yeah.
I'm making breakfast and I get it in one little gulp. And then I got to go to work in my suit that's buttoned all the way the fuck up because that's who I am. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like when I was watching it before, I think I just had a much more liberal point of view. And so I saw him as a negative archetype already. I judged the character instead of just like took him in. And this time I took him in. And what I saw was a guy who loved his kid and was trying to communicate a certain set of values. Right? I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time breaking this movie down because I got to talk about it for another second or two.
Yeah.
So the opposite character, in my opinion, to the dad is the guy who gives him the fucking book. But what they have in common, which I didn't recognize at the time either until I just rewatched it, is that he's also urging the kid to take on some responsibilities. So like, he's like, oh, you read books? And he's like, yeah, I read lots of books, like fucking Robinson Crusoe. Like, I read a bunch of shit. 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea, bitch. Like, I know some books. And he's like, oh, those books are safe. And he's like, what do you mean they're not safe? Like, scary shit happens in my books. And he's like, yeah, but after the scary shit happens in your books, you can, like, put it down. Like, you're not actually in the sea drowning with the character. You don't know what it's like to be like that. And he's like, well, of course I don't know what that's like, crazy weirdo bookman. Yeah. Like, of course I don't. He's like, but maybe you should. He's like, but this book, and he's holding the Neverending Story. He's like, this one's not for you. And then his phone rings and he walks away and he leaves the book. And Bastian eventually steals the book and runs out. And when the guy notices that the book has been stolen, he smiles because he was just trying to entice him to take the fucking book and take some chances, right? But also take on the responsibility for this adventure. You don't get to have this adventure if you don't want to come out with any fucking scars. And that's also a call to responsibility. But it's a call to responsibility from a much more liberal point of view, right? But both adults in the very beginning of the movie urge this little motherfucker to take some responsibility. Fucking put yourself in danger. Feel consequence. It's fine. It's going to make you better. It's just from two different points of view. I didn't realize what a call to responsibility the movie is. It's a huge deal. I just thought it was like kind of existential and like and like really dismissive of conservative values and really acceptive of the idea of creativity. And that's not what I think anymore. And I feel so passionately about it, Anthony, that I don't like fucking fictional books.
Yeah.
No, I hate them. But I fucking sat and read the Neverending Story. Now, the Neverending Story, as we know it in the film, is really like part 1 of 2. Like, the Neverending Story book is longer than the movie. Like, the movie ends at about halfway through the fucking book.
Right.
Right. And that's where I am. I was like, I want to read this story. Now, it's missing some shit, right? But all movies do that. And some things are jumbled, but all movies do that. Like, and I don't know if I want to get too far into the book in the breakdown that I plan on doing. Because I feel so passionately about this. That's what I was trying to say. I feel so fucking passionately about this that I'm going to spend some time writing and doing a little extra research. And I'm going to do a breakdown of this fucking movie. And yeah, like, maybe Daddy already did this, you know? Like JP, Jordan Peterson. Maybe Daddy already did a similar thing with The Lion King. But every person who's ever broken down a movie has done the same thing. So, like, I'm not copying Daddy. Even though we're going to use a lot of the same language, I think, because I didn't notice how important responsibility is in this movie. Even in the most crucial scenes, which we will not discuss. But I will be putting out content based around the Neverending Story very soon. So if you fuck with that movie, rewatch that motherfucker. Shoot me DMs. Like, challenge me. Ask me questions. And try to stump me. Not like trivia style questions. That shit is not sexy to me. Like, well, how many times did Bastian say? Like, go fuck yourself. Like, that's not important. Unless it's like the same number of times that Jacob climbed, like, whatever the fuck. You know, like, if it has some kind of cross-reference, like, then that's interesting. But, like, don't just bother me with trivia shit. Because that's literally the least interesting thing about, like, people that are into something. Is like, well, did you know that on December 14th, Ric Flair had a different haircut? Like, fuck you.
It's like
fuck
yes,
you.
yes, I did.
Like, I will kick this. No, I didn't, and I'm making that up. But I will kick the shit out of you for just being an asshole. Like,
but he wasn't
none of
wearing
that shit
his
matters.
Lucky underwear number 7. He was wearing lucky number 8, which is a rare occasion.
Right. People are like that, though.
I believe that.
And those are the people that go to Comic-Con and shit. And, like, I'm not going to Comic-Con unless I'm invited and paid, and I do a really good job on this breakdown, and all of a sudden we blow up. Like, then we can go to Comic-Con as a person who's earning money there from marks. I would never walk through those doors as a mark. And I try not to begrudge marks, because I'm a mark, too. I'm wearing a fucking pro wrestling t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like, I go to wrestling conventions, but I go there respectfully, and I don't ask dumb shit to people who just, like, work hard and I look up to. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't fucking give me any trivia. And maybe I got a little bit of
aggression?
Because a little bit of aggression.
Some hate?
Because I'm fucking injury boy. Injured doll.
Injury boy.
Someone did confess, though, that, like, me being injured and being vulnerable is, like, some gigantic turn on.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, cool. Like, confessions.
All right.
They're out there.
Amazing.
More than one person has confessed to jerking off to the picture of me wrapped up with the ice on me, which is interesting. And when I say jerk off, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a man.
I understand what you're saying still.
And I'm not one of these, like, I'm not super, super leftist human. I'm just saying. Like I would never have a girlfriend that I would call my partner forever. I would never say partner.
I'd call you my woman.
I don't think I would call you my woman either.
You're my queen. I need you to be my queen.
No. See, that's something black dudes like to say.
That's my queen.
Because that myth of, like, oh, like, we were kings. And it's like, no, nigga, somebody was a king. That's how kings work. Yeah. Like, Like everybody wasn't a king. Okay.
That's the thing that makes like how as like that man that must be not royalty must not mean shit to black people then.
Like what the fuck is there talk? It's literally one of the more annoying things. Like I get it as like slang to kind of uplift each other.
Yeah.
Right? What's up, king? What's up, son?
Yeah.
Like when you have like family or royalty as their slang, but like when people are like, we came from kings, it's like kinda. We also came from like farmers and hunters and drug addicts. Like everybody was there, dog.
Yeah.
You came from everybody. Like you don't get to pick the king and be like, I came from him. Like fuck you. Like oh my ribs. Fuck you, bro. Like you don't get to just be like, well, my ancestors were kings.
So,
like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kings of
Let
what?
me get that ancestry fucking document from you, bitch.
Spit in this tube. Let's
Because
see.
I'm pretty sure we all from Mississippi at some point or another. No, we were kings before Mississippi.
Kings
Cool,
of-
bro. Cool story.
Kings of what?
I'm just saying all of us weren't. It just doesn't work that way. That's not how things work.
No. So,
But yeah, if you fuck with me and you fuck with that movie, then definitely keep your eye out for the content. And if you only fuck with one or the other, still look at the motherfucking content.
study
I promise
hour.
you. I promise you. I'm gonna do a good job on this.
Study hour with Darren.
Essentially, man.
Study
I
hall.
feel like I could go for fucking time on each fucking scene that I want to talk about. But I won't. I want to make it concise and digestible. I don't want it to be like, I don't know. I don't want it to be like 15 minutes. You know? Because that's a real commitment. I haven't earned your 15 minutes on
minutes.
random topic. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Per scene.
Per scene. 5 minutes per scene.
Dude, it's just so deep. It's so deep. You know what else is deep?
Holes.
Whoa, sir. Well, yes.
Yes.
But also, sir, what's deep is the fucking pull that the heads of Disney and ESPN have.
No. You have it wrong. See, that's what everybody keeps saying wrong. It's not Disney and ESPN that did it. It's the stupid governor of California is what did it. He has the pull. So he called the ESPN headquarters and told them you cannot allow this to happen.
Still, though.
That's what's
Still,
crazy.
though. That's not who called Uncle Dana.
That doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
Is-
Yes, it does. Because Uncle Dana wouldn't have given a Frenchman's fuck if the governor said you can't do this. And that's why the governor didn't waste his fucking time and call Uncle Dana.
Yeah.
He called Uncle Dana's partners because he was like, whose opinion will this guy actually fucking value? He will not value mine. And that's why he made a fucking deal off of the land that he can govern. Dana White planned to do UFC 249, hell or high water, and he planned to do it on an Indian reservation.
Yeah.
And the reason he chose that was because the state government wouldn't be able to shut it down.
Right.
So he's already demonstrated, I don't want to say a level of disrespect, but he's demonstrated that he is more than willing to look at what the rules are and then find a way around them to reach the goal. Because the goal is what matters to Dana. And I respect that about him.
Yeah.
Like, his goal was put on a show and keep everybody safe. I think he cares about both of those things.
Right.
I don't think he gives a fuck about anything else.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so he was like, we'll find some tribal land that agrees with us, that understands our position, and that will help us get this thing done. And he did. But when the governor gets on the phone with ESPN and is like, hey, I'm going to need you guys to fucking pull the plug on this. Like, we don't need this in our state. Then ESPN calls Dana. And they say, yo, it's your boy, ESPN, Mickey Mouse is on the line. And we can't do this, bro. We can't have you move forward with this. Well, then when your partners say they're not into it, then you have to back down. Then and only then. But then what did he say right after that? He was like, cool, respect, moving ahead with Fight Island anyway. Now, what is Fight Island?
I don't know.
What the fuck? The fact that that's a phrase that I get to say tickles me to no end. So Dana and Ari, who is the head of Endeavor, I believe, came together and decided that one solution was to make sure that the fighters who are internationals could get on fight cards. And so if they had an island in international waters, that would be fucking helpful. So they got one and started building out a spot to have, Dana said, the ability for fighters to train and a place for them to film the content of the fights. And there's no way possible that there isn't a place to sleep. He's not going to have motherfuckers in tents. So essentially, there's some kind of compound being built.
Yeah.
That he believes will take 1 month to be ready to go. I know that my homegirl Jess, who I have the honor of coaching and being around every day, she posted all of her Instagram stories with little like vacation island looking things that said like hashtag Fight Island, like island ready.
Yeah.
Like let's go. And I'll be able to yell in a month. I can almost yell right now, which means I'm island ready too, bitch.
Yeah.
Let's ride.
Fight Island
Like,
would be cool.
let's ride. I could yell as long as I hold my rib right here. As far as I'm concerned, that means I'm island ready. But of course, we will take our time with these things. But yeah, I'm excited about what's to come.
Yeah. It also makes me think that that we won't be actually seeing things start to come back until like at least into June.
You could very well be right, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't want to sound like some kind of alarmist or conspiracy theorist. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when things will be back to normal. I don't know if normal will be back. I think there's a chance that everything will be different from here on out. But I don't think this exact lockdown quarantine thing will go forever.
No, I don't think so either. Supposedly, there's been H1. There's been a bird flu outbreak in North Carolina.
And what you gonna do, man?
It's not. It hasn't got. There's no people have been affected yet. They had to kill a bunch of birds, but they're like, yeah, we got that one. That's good.
I mean, we've had H1N1 situations.
Yeah, but it's just like
and how quickly they were forgotten about.
Yep. But so
I mean, I swear to God, people don't even remember 9/11.
Oh, I definitely do. That's a great story.
How old were you?
I was probably in 4th grade, so if I had to guess, it'd probably be somewhere around
So 9 or 10?
Yeah, 10.
And you are how old now?
I am now 25.
Okay.
No, 20. Am I 25? Yeah, 26.
Okay. So you were in 4th grade. I'm going to say if you were in kindergarten, I'm going to say if you didn't go to school, there's no way you remember it.
Yeah.
So everyone who is 6 years younger than you doesn't even remember that.
Oh, I know. I agree. I know reason why.
I'm gonna say that they think that everything is like pretty good, like everything's normal. Well, it's just not normal to me. It hasn't been since then. But like, it's been entirely tolerable, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have a similar taste in my mouth in 5 years.
It's entirely
regarding this.
Yeah.
That things have gone back to something near normal, but now it is not weird to see people with masks on in America.
Yeah.
It will no longer be weird.
Nope.
Like, the times that you see masks right now are at airports on Asian faces. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
That's where you're used to seeing masks. I went to Sprouts, which is like a Whole Foods type thing, you know, like a health store. I was the only person in the fucking building without a mask on my face.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So when everything recedes, you got to think at least 5% of people are gonna still live like it's DEFCON 5 for this shit. Just because that's how people are. It
Yeah.
could be up to 10%.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be commonplace to see masks and gloves everywhere you go throughout the country. It's gonna be commonplace. It's gonna be as common as support animals.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about it. I feel both ways about it. I think it's a good thing and I think it's a bad thing.
Oh man, thank you for reminding me. I had a great interaction with a homeless guy 2 days ago
What happened?
about the subject. So I have to go to the laundromat to wash my blankets since I can't use my washer at my house. And I'm just going through, and then I guess the church, like it was at lunchtime, and I guess the church next door to the laundromat like gives away like free food that day. So like they came over and they were like had like a gallon of milk and some bruised raspberries, and they started talking about the coronavirus. And this one guy's like, he's like, they try to make you stop. They want to make you stop loving people, stop knowing who you are. Well, actually, hold on, mess with the story for a second. He starts asking about the coronavirus. He asked me for money. I give him money. He comes up, shakes my hand. He's like, you know what? I like you. You remind me of somebody I went to school with. And you shook my hand. You didn't treat me like I was a weird person. You shook my hand. You ain't worried about it. And the first thing I thought was, yikes, yes, I did. I did shake your hand, sir. And, and
You're like, oh fuck.
He's like,
no, I got that Rona.
Yeah, I'm like, oh fuck. So yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, I might start wearing gloves too. I'm like, why did I shake that dude's hand? It's like I was like, I gotta go burn the skin off of this.
Look, I mean, maybe.
Maybe they find the black plague on some homeless people. I don't know, dude.
I mean, it's always good to make people feel like they're human,
Yeah.
but so Anthony,
Yeah.
I believe I have time for one piece of weird news before Easter dinner.
All right.
Happy Easter to all those who celebrate Easter. If you can't be with your family, I want you to know that I empathize with that. This is like a time that I normally spend with my family, and and Anthony can attest to this, I almost never see my family.
Yeah.
Even when I lived in the same city, like 15 minutes away from each of them, less than that for most, I still didn't see them, and it wasn't because I didn't love them. It was just because I made myself available for jiu-jitsu during the times that most people spend time with their families. But Easter was a time that I would always go to like a grandparent's house and see everyone that I was related to that lived in the same city. And I won't be doing that this year. And that's just because of distance. It's not because of the virus necessarily. But many people are stuck in their homes because of this virus and because of lockdowns and things like that. And they won't be able to spend Easter the way that they normally would. And I just want those people to know that they are loved and that I empathize with you. And in my own injured doll way, I support you.
There you go, people. Man of the people. Not above, but equal. There you go.
You son of a bitch. Oh my God, that hurts. All right, do you have one piece of weird news?
I do. So would you like to hear about a coronavirus text that leads to a Florida man's arrest and his wife's disappearance, or a woman's arrested for entering a New Orleans airport butthole naked during the coronavirus lockdown?
I want to hear about the lady that went to the airport naked.
Okay, let's see. I did not read this one yet. A woman was recently arrested after allegedly arriving at the Louis Armstrong International Airport in New Orleans completely naked. According to local reports, she refused to leave when the airport staff told her that she could not fly with no clothes on. Scroll down. Oh yeah, you definitely something's not great there. Picture.
Now, is she mentally ill?
I don't know. I don't know if she doesn't. She looks like she could rip your eyes out with her teeth. Does
she have a plane ticket?
I don't think they got that far to it. She.
It's like, where was your ID? Like, you need things to fly. Like, does she have a purse?
Pueblo? No, I don't think so. Was it Pueblo? I guess that's Colombia. Pueblo, Colombia. She's from Pueblo, Colombia. Walked into the airport naked and approached the Spirit Airlines counter On April 4th, authorities were called to the scene, and then by the time she arrived, Virga had reportedly put on a dress. I guess she had something.
I mean, she put on a dress, or they gave her one of those little like you're about to go to the hospital dresses.
I mean, I'll let you. I guess not, because a deputy in the scene, however, reportedly said the woman was not wearing underwear and that the dress did not properly cover her up. This meant that she was still violating public decency laws. According to local news outlet, airlines officials would not let Virga fly due to her lack of attire, and she was asked to leave the airport, which she allegedly refused to do.
God damn it.
Yeah.
People are stubborn. Look, I know it's comfortable to be nude sometimes. But like, we're all sharing space, you know?
Yeah.
And even if you have a beautiful body, it may not be the time to show it. And if you don't have a beautiful body,
Don't ever
then you
show
keep
it.
that shit wrapped up.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm
Sharia
kidding.
law. Sharia law.
All bodies are beautiful, Anthony. All female bodies.
Sharia
please.
law. If you're a certain size, Sharia law.
Whoa,
Yeah. Hey.
that's how you feel?
No. Maybe.
You're like, no. It's just fun to say.
Yeah.
Anthony, it's good to see you on Easter Sunday.
Yeah, man.
And I hope that you have some way of getting yummy food in your belly tonight
Oh, I will.
that is like family style.
I don't know.
Or it's just something that you enjoy a lot.
There we go.
I'm going to go eat Easter dinner with my new family here in Vegas.
Yes.
Um,
His Wyatt family.
how dare you? Most of my family white anyway.
Except for Casey.
Except for Casey. with all these white people and Casey.
White people and Casey.
So if you're out there and you're listening, just know that we love you. And we wish you a happy Easter during this fucking weird time. And we'll be back with another episode next week. And very soon, there'll be never-ending story content.
Woo.
And I'm fucking pumped about it.
Woo.
Anthony, this is goodbye for real. Goodbye, Internet. XOXO. Peace.
Peace.